Good morning, everyone. We are continuing here in the words of the Chazon Ish, EMUNAH and Bitochen, and I hope that the Chazon Ish will forgive me for skipping the rest of the chapter Perek Gimel that we've been in, and I'm skipping the chapter 4 right now, Toras Middos, which is the character perfection, because I feel that it speaks much more to Shavel Kol Nefesh, which is the point of our learning together, that it should be something that everybody can glean from and take from and relate to. And this chapter relates to the spectrum of the people that are listening, I believe, much more than the previous chapter. So I'm skipping at this point to chapter 4, anyone that is looking inside. Toras Middos. Toras Middos. Hamidu Chachmei Hayir Leperek Meyucha B'Shleimus HaAvodah. The sages who have fear of heaven, which means all of those that are the masters of Musar, they have established that the teachings of character perfection is a chapter all of its own when it comes to the Shleimus HaAvodah, to perfecting one's service of Hashem. Ve'afshaktu aleim leprakim lemidos mispar. And they even worked to divide them, all these character traits, into separate traits. Kamai, for example, kas, anger, gaiva, arrogance, taiva, desires, avas hakavod, loving, honor, avas hanitzuach, loving to be conquest, like arguing with people, loving to be right, nekama, taking revenge, tsaras ayin, being stingy, v'chayotzman. Similarly, all of these negative traits, they're all separate traits. Umiroi v'hergel. And the more that one becomes accustomed, nikba b'leiv rabim shebe'emes hashleimus yibainus ivarim nifradim, and it becomes so accustomed that we hear about this and we study the different character traits, that it's ingrained in the hearts of many that perfection is truly comprised of distinct limbs. We'll have to see what this means, meaning separate parts. But that's really only because of these spiritual maladies that a person has. And because of the procedure of the battles that a person has to wage against their corruptness. But when it comes to their root, really, it's not many different bad midos and many different good midos. At its shorish, at the root of what it is, it's really one good trait and there's one bad trait. Now, what does that mean? Hamida Arahi, the bad trait that we are talking about is Haznacha esachayim hativim amahalcha mativi. When a person neglects his own nature and he allows it to run its natural course, ubli kol ishtadlus, he makes no effort. Yishtalim b'midas harais kulan, he will become perfect in all of the bad traits. If a person allows himself just to follow in his negative tendencies and ways, before he knows it, he will be consumed by all of the bad traits under the sun. What are we saying in the Parshas last week and this week? Rak kol hayom, the heart of man is evil all day long from his youth. That's it. You cannot escape that reality and that truth. And if you don't do anything about it, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. And he's going to be an excellent angry person. He'll exceed in his anger. He'll be outstanding in his vengeance. He'll be outstanding in his arrogance. And all of these traits, he'll exceed all expectations of how bad he could be. He will not lack any of the bad traits that are enumerated by the sages of Musar. This is a Pella, says the Chazon Ish, this is an amazing idea. When you see a person with numerous bad traits, it's not because he worked on being such an angry person, and he worked on being such an arrogant person, he worked on being such a Baal Taiva, a person of chasing after the desires. If a person leaves themselves to their nature, and they do not work on themselves, and they let things spiral out of control, then the nature of a person is that he will be seeped in bad middos, in bad character traits. One will lead to another. They will get out of control, and he will excel in every single one of these areas. Rahman al-Islam, what a terrible place for a person to be in this world. That's all in the bad traits, and Be'ez Hashem, next time we'll begin to talk about the positive traits and the good traits that a person could accomplish and acquire for themselves. So we have to be aware. If we see too many bad traits in ourselves, that means we're not working hard enough on becoming the Almidais, the better person with spiritual character perfection that we could accomplish and achieve. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful Shabbos.